Well, grab a seat, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Dean Davis, the flip.
Flip.
Our takes on pop culture, politics, music, a little bit of sports. We will start off with sports today, and everything else under the sun that we try to give you a little taste of. My name is Kenneth Davis, and you know his name. It is
D. Demond Spurl. What's happening, everybody? Make sure you follow us on Twitter at D and Davis Show, Twitter and Instagram at D and Davis Show. Get on Facebook.com/D and Davis Show, iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Music, Stitcher, the TuneIn app. We're on Anchor. We'll kick you over to Spotify and YouTube as well. All right, subscribe, rate, share, all that good stuff with the podcast. I'm on Twitter at Demons1, DEMONZE1. Ken is on Twitter at That's Davis, executive producer of D and Davis Show and D and Davis The Flip. Ryan Bukoveski. You can follow Ryan on Twitter at Ryan B. Ski. No Sydney today, taking care of some BI, but you can follow Sydney on Twitter and Instagram at SidKid80.
First off, I was in the emergency room and my co-host didn't care.
Nope.
But your producer did.
But my co-host has selective text reading.
No, but your producer has selective text reading too then.
Oh, both of y'all do.
Well, that means it's not selective.
Both of y'all.
Then.
Well, it's selective.
I was basking in my good friend glory, so I didn't need to pay attention to the other texts.
You were being a good friend. When D was going to the hospital for his tooth, were we concerned? Then we hyped him up.
Wasn't I texting y'all while I was in the chair?
Were we hyping you up like, man, be careful, be good?
Yeah.
I was in the
Wait a minute.
ER.
Why am I the only one getting piled on this? I don't see nothing from Tony. Where's Tony?
Tony's in on this too.
Tony saw me that day.
Oh. Well, that's kind of convenient. Y'all work in the same building. Y'all work in the same building.
Tony saw me that day.
In person supersedes text.
Selective text.
And Tony was concerned, actually. Actually, Tony called.
As soon as you said that, like, man, how's your lip?
No, Tony called me, actually, thinking about it. Tony actually called and checked on me.
Oh.
So
didn't I see? Wait a minute. What's this happened Tuesday? So everybody out there, hopefully listen to the last episode of D and Davis Show. Ken had what was it? It wasn't like an infection. I think he just had
it's an allergic reaction.
Correct? What was it? Allergic reaction? What were you allergic to?
Because I care.
The medication. That's right. So Ken had. I'm just breaking down for the listeners. Ken had an allergic reaction to some medication. Lip kind of swelled up. Went home. He had some ice over here. Went home. Went to the emergency room. He texted us. This is, let me see if I can roll this back through the text messages.
But now you can roll it back.
I always roll it back.
Then it wasn't.
This is Wednesday. So this is the day before, the day after, about 2:30.
Yeah, the day before I texted y'all.
Ken could have been dead for 24, 48 hours.
He'd be like, he would have hit the exclamation point.
How about this one? But I'll give you another one, Ryan. But let me finish this first. So Ken at 2:31, Ryan almost took me out. Ryan almost took me off this world during the show. White powder. Oh, I'm sorry. They said white power. Didn't get out the hospital till 6 a.m. this morning. I put an exclamation point. Matter of fact, I'm the only one who did.
I think you probably
did.
And
then Ryan texts, damn, so close. And I think you must have put a ha next to it. Then you put a JK. Didn't get infected. Man, I hope this ain't serious. Oh, no, this is all Ryan. Then he said, damn you, allergic reaction to the medication the bite triggered. So then it swelled up and he was fine. And then then Tony the next tweet. Did y'all see Ryan Clark take Paul to the woodshed this morning? And I did reply, yep, that's it.
That's what you replied.
That's it. I did.
You didn't reply to me.
Yep, I did.
And then say
exclamation point.
Then put what I said after that. Oh, because I even came back.
Oh. Dude did Dominique killed him. Oh no, hold on. Ryan, oh my God, Ken, thank goodness it
still concerned.
It was just your lip.
D still said nothing. Right?
I did say something. I said
exclamation point.
Nothing.
No, I did not.
Thank you, D.
Who put a thumbs up on that?
Thanks.
Probably you. Probably you.
D.
Like I said though. But two things.
Very uncaring about you.
Tony last week said he couldn't make it because he had to go to some funerals. I was like, I think I put a thumbs up. And then within like 2 seconds later, Ken texts me, did you put a thumbs up next to Tony going to funerals? Like, no, I put a thumbs up saying, okay, I understand that he won't be here. You saw that one, did you?
No, but
you saw that one, didn't you?
No,
what's the difference? What's the difference?
The difference is that the chat hadn't moved up screen. When you probably did hit the exclamation point, it was past. I'm just saying No, I'm telling you, you may have done it within minutes. It wasn't where the chat was still down. When you did that with Tony, we were all still on that point of the funeral part on our phones.
How do you know?
Because it was right there. It was like, it was still him saying he's going to funerals, then exclamation points.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, I think we had to, because you know what? If you have an iPhone, you can slide the screen to the right and it shows you the time frame. 2:32 is when you put didn't get out of the hospital till 6 a.m. this morning. I hit a exclamation point. Ryan, next text. Whoa. Wait a minute. Hold on.
You didn't tell us the time?
No, it doesn't say that. We already established that.
Tap back doesn't say time.
No, I didn't think that.
Ryan established
Asterisks.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
He was trying to use that.
No. The next text was from Ryan. Damn, so close. 2:57.
Yeah, nobody
Almost
replied.
30 minutes. So your theory of talking about the text messages hadn't moved. That was crazy.
Nobody
It was
replied,
damn near 30 minutes in between time.
Wait. You didn't reply before Ryan. You didn't hit exclamation before Ryan replied?
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
I don't think you did.
No, you didn't. Ryan was the first reply.
I think I was the first reply.
No
Ryan's
one replied.
reply was at 2:57.
And that was the first reply. You didn't hit that before then.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I just clicked on it. I'm going to click more. Does it give me the time frame? Oh, does it give me a time
We
frame?
need a time.
All I know is selective text reading. And how about this one, Ryan? I'll take it back even further. A few months ago, my man's over here wasn't answering his phone. Calling him. Where's Ken at? Calling him. Everybody started to get worried. Tony's about to drive over to his house. It's like, well, I'm close by. Let me go ahead and drive over here. Come on, Chanel, ride with me, because this boy ain't answering his phone. He finally answered the phone like, oh, man, I was asleep. I said, man, you done got everybody worried, man. Why don't you answer your phone? Well, I went to bed like at 8 o'clock.
You thought you're supposed
Well, how the hell am I supposed to know that? You didn't answer your phone.
No, you're supposed to be
Calling.
I would do the same
Drive over
thing.
here right quick.
I would do the same thing.
But he come over here.
I would have been here already.
Oh, you ain't say nothing about text messages. Oh,
It hurt my heart.
Hurt my heart.
Type of person you are. When you-
I'm about to drive my ass
when your
over there.
tooth was
Kick
infected,
down the door.
I was
Ken, are you
I was
okay?
basically at
We'll
the
be in check.
I was
We'll
at the
be in
dentist.
check.
I was at the dentist with you, basically.
Cause I was texting.
Did you text
as
me? Did you check on my lip? Did you check on my lip that night?
I didn't know you had went to the
Exactly.
You did tell us
When you went to
Sean,
when you went to Sean's wedding, how many safe trips did I give you that weekend? About 3?
You didn't tell
How
us
many
you
safe trips did I give you? About 3, right? 3.
You did not.
Yeah, nothing.
Ryan, did he tell us he was going to the ER?
I didn't think I had to.
All right, then why the hell am I going to
You're supposed to check. Check on your strong friend.
Let me roll over 1 o'clock in the morning. How's your lip doing?
Yes.
How's your lip doing?
You all
brother?
right? Yes. See.
Tell Anthony to put some ice on it.
Okay, so
Tell me you're still alive.
let's get into sports real quick. D and Davis the flip.
Flip.
You taking victory laps on something I don't think you should be taking victory laps on.
Why? What I do?
You're saying this in Antonio Brown release thing that you called, you didn't call that.
I said it was a few days late.
But it wasn't due to what had happened. It was because new information that took
I
place.
don't care. I said he was going to get cut.
Of course he's going to get cut if he's threatening people.
Wow. I'm just saying he got cut.
I mean, of course. It was fresh threats. It wasn't old threats.
Hey.
So anybody doesn't
Who
know.
fault is that? He
Antonio
made me look
Brown.
good. He made me look good.
Antonio Brown.
Who fault was that?
Antonio Brown had an artist come and paint a mural in I believe his home in Pittsburgh because it was in Pennsylvania. And she said while painting the mural that he came out of nowhere and he had on nothing, but he had a towel covering up his organ, his sex
Okay,
organ.
all right. We had like a wraparound.
Yeah, no, she just said it was just covering the front.
Oh, he had
like a hand cloth.
He had a face towel.
Yeah,
like,
just a hand cloth covering the
I'm sorry.
a banana hammock.
She said initially that she's been in situations like this before. She didn't let it get her. She wasn't unnerved by it. She went on to help with the business, but when his sexual aggression wasn't reciprocated, basically she was done with the project. He didn't finish paying her for it, or I think he only gave her like $2,000 for it. Also, they got connected because he bought one of her paintings at the auction. He did not pay for that painting at the auction, I believe.
Damn, he's a habitual.
He's like baby.
He's like a Trump.
Yeah, he's like, yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, the lady and her lawyer didn't want any type of ramifications from him. They didn't want any money or anything like that. They just wanted the NFL to tell him to leave her alone. In a text thread with some of his friends and his lawyer, He sent pictures of her with her kids, and told one of his friends, his name Eric B. I don't think that's his real name, to look into her past. She's broke, etc. And I'm paraphrasing this. She's broke. She's probably some type of groupie, and he included her on this text thread.
Well, he's a dummy.
Well, we said the elevator doesn't go all the way up to the top.
Obviously not.
So the New England Patriots taking from this that if this had happened in the past and before he was there, he would still be there. This happened during this week where this threat was sent, and they decided to cut ties with Antonio Brown, and now he's a free agent, probably until all these things have been sorted out before another team may pick him up.
Did you guys hear the Bill Belichick presser before all that happened?
I heard a little bit of it.
What did he say?
Well, essentially, he walked out after they kept asking questions about Antonio Brown.
Wow, he walked out?
Yeah.
Bill Perry? Bill, do you expect to have Antonio available to you?
He's on our roster.
Bill, another headline today focusing on Antonio Brown. Does any of this at all affect his status with the team?
Yeah, I think I've already addressed this, so we're going to get ready for the Jets here. Happy to answer any football questions, but the rest of it, I'm done with the rest of it.
Jerry, was there ever a point where some off-field stuff was not
Okay,
enough?
so, yeah,
Have another different
that's,
question.
yeah, I'm good. Okay, thank you. Well, yeah, we had enough.
Belichick doesn't do that. He just stonewalls you for the most part. I haven't seen or heard of Belichick ever walking out of a press conference.
And then a couple hours later, he was gone.
Listen, it's sad that this man is needs help. I think I heard Louis Riddick say that, you know, he needs to sit down and these problems need to be really analyzed, and he needs help. From the longest now, I just think Antonio Brown isn't totally right in the head, and he's being enabled due to his celebrity and money. And someone, I don't know if anyone's
And because he's
enough.
cut out a lot of the people that were close to him, helping him.
It's a great
You get
point.
rid of people who are yes men.
Yeah, but it's sad. I mean, and it's sad that these women, that the victims of this alleged assault too, that have to go through this, and he's threatening people. I'm talking about check out someone's background and stuff, like it's the mob.
Didn't he get rid of a chef because of the fish head or something? Or something? They was cooking something and he was like, oh, let me see if I can find that story. That was a weird one too. That was like one of the first weird ones that came. I think he was in Oakland. Like he got rid of a chef because he thought he was threatening him because of a fish head or some type of head of an animal was in the house. Like, oh, you threatened me, you need to be fired. And he fired the person. Sound like one thing, he cheaped the motherfucker. Two, I don't know if he doesn't have, maybe he has some type of trust issues.
Yes.
That's definitely there. He's a habitual line step when it comes to sexual harassment. He just have all that issue. And like I always say, and I mean, I think we all can agree with this. We heard this saying 1,000 times, man. When a person gets money, more money, the real person kind of comes out.
It's
because they have
amplified.
that power. They believe money gives you power. It's very, very true.
It's amplified.
And he's a great example because everybody said how he was the hardest working. He was the only thing that he cared about was
He
football.
works hard. They still say
Oh, he probably works hard. He seems very egotistical when it comes to his craft. Oh, I think he takes that very seriously.
Who's picking him up?
I step out. I don't think nobody gonna pick him up.
Ever?
He 35?
No, he's not
34?
35.
He's 32.
Yeah, I was
he's
going to say
32?
31, but yeah, he might be 32.
I thought he was up there. I thought he was a little bit
31.
older than that.
No, he's no older than 32.
Okay.
I mean,
32
we
years
still see what he
old.
just did last week.
Listen, I understand that, but if
31.
He's
Yeah, that's what I
31.
said,
Just turned 31.
He's 31.
31.
My apologies. He's 31 years old. But this is the kicker, though.
He's getting picked up.
He made Bill Belichick walk out of a press conference without questions about him. That never happens. We just said before we started recording, talking about how people, we're talking about the Browns and how they possibly might be thinking about picking up, trading for Jalen Ramsey. And Ryan made the comment like, man, people trying to follow in the Patriots' footsteps, it's not always a good thing. But people do follow in their footsteps. And I think it says a lot when Bill Belichick cuts you, and then when Bill Belichick also walks out of a press conference talking about when they ask
I don't
questions
think
about you.
walking out of the press conference is going to affect him getting picked up.
I just think it's.
That's
I think.
Belichick
I
not
think.
wanting to
I think
answer a
Belichick
question.
is like the cream of the crop when it comes to talent evaluation. And if you see they even, and he don't want, because he picks up a lot of dudes. And when he was talking at his locker, people was like, man, look like Bill Belichick put him up on a hypnotic spell. Man, he's not saying anything. Everything is on point, and they still cut you. Granted, all the new stuff, all the new allegations. You're 100% right about that, Ken. You reported that.
He's going to get picked up.
Yeah, but
I would say Sean Payton. I would think if they hadn't had the Kareem Hunt and Tyreek Hill thing, Andy Reid would pick him up. I would think. Perhaps Pete Carroll.
Maybe the Browns.
I don't think the Browns. Listen, you're right. The Browns again. They don't need to bring anybody else in there. I think they have enough receivers to guys to feed.
They do.
Also, we can start looking at some lowly teams, perhaps that don't have a chance.
I wanted to ask, do you think it matters? Like, is he going to be picky about the type of contract he gets?
Well, you can't now. I mean, he has money, but
it's getting to the point he's not going to be able to be picky. Now,
I agree
now
with that.
after what happened this time, it's more on the team. It can go. It can be picky as far as to the highest bidder, but he's not going to have the chance to recoup like he almost had with the New England Patriots. As far and it was doubted that he was going to get the second part of his the 2-year contract, the $20 million part, so he can get the $30 million back that he would have had with the Raiders. It was doubtful that they were going to give him that. Even if he would have stayed, there probably would have been some renegotiation to lower that cap hit or whatever. But now he's probably going to be susceptible to teams like, this is if they want him, like the Cardinals. And I'm just pointing out like lowly teams that don't have a chance to win, but do you want to play football and do you want to try to set yourself up to get some more money next year or less? Not if he doesn't get back this year, but I don't think anyone's picking him up until this stuff is settled. It just doesn't make sense because even if they pick him up, he's probably now going to be on the commissioner's exempt list till this is done. I think that what New England showed you was we can't deal with him being out there and seeming like we're cool with what's going on with him. So that part I'll agree with UD and say no one that the league isn't going to let him play until the noise settles down and these investigations have been taken care of.
But this is the problem. Even if that's the case, and you're going to wait until everything dies down, he's a habitual line stepper. Yeah. It's a fear that he might do it as soon as he's off the list. The dude was on the list. The microscope was on him, and he did this with the text messages and pictures of the woman's kids. Why would you even want to risk it? That's my whole point. I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't touch him with a 1-foot pole.
I wouldn't before this. When he got released.
Get away from me.
Well, not released. When he was traded. When we were, me and you were, we were doing score overnights for less, sitting in for less. And I said on air, because people was like, why don't the Bears bring him in? I'm like, you don't put him in your locker room.
Yeah. But a lot of people think the Bears locker room is pretty cohesive, though.
Yeah, it's that, but in the way that you don't want it uncohesive, because that's what makes the Bears great, that they get along. Because think about it, we see that offense isn't playing well. Listen, that'd be the first thing to go. If man, y'all ain't doing nothing on y'all side of the ball, like you want that locker room cohesive.
Yeah.
So the only reason I'm bringing up, I wouldn't put him on my team because I don't want the headache, but someone will feel like, you know what, why not? Look. Even the team, depending on how it goes, I think Stephen Jones has more control. Dallas. I mean, you got him and Amari Cooper on the other side.
I was thinking San Francisco with Shanahan, Garoppolo.
That's not a bad one either. I mean, but he's too talented. Dog, he's a top 3 receiver. Like, unquestionably, right? And even you saw him come off the street, what he did with Brady last week. So someone's going to give a guy like that, especially now you're paying pennies on a dollar for him. And you're not giving up picks for him.
But what if he? I'm
just gonna cut him, D. You gonna cut him?
But this is my whole thing. Yeah. Okay, so I sign him. We talk to him. Say, okay, AB man, you make sure that everything's good, clean, with all like that. Can we trust you with all like that? In the back of your mind, you got to be feeling like I know he gonna fuck up. I know he gonna do something. And then when it comes to it and he does do something, it's like, man, I knew this motherfucker's going to do something. My whole thing is, I don't know why you want to put your
But people do. We've seen people do it all the time.
People do it, but I don't know why.
Talent provides you more opportunity.
But has times changed?
No.
Here's a question. Mm-hmm. Who was the last person besides AB? Because now I think he's done. Who's a guy that just recently has been jumping through a bunch of hoops, getting time, getting a chance recently?
Greg Hardy.
No, I said recently. He's fighting MMA. Recently.
Yeah, but I mean, like, just Greg Hardy, remember Dallas giving him an opportunity. People was like, what the hell? When first he got to play he was a Panther, right? Or was he in Jacksonville? He was a Panther, right?
I think he was in Carolina.
Yeah, he was a Panther.
he was a Panther.
Yeah, he was in Carolina. Yeah.
He got to play there.
Okay.
Then they got rid of him.
Then
People
what
thought
happened?
nobody was going to touch him. Dallas touched him. He was talking at Dallas about Gisele Bundchen, and people was like, dude, what did you talk? And joking and still about the stuff that he had done. And then finally was when Dallas kind of was like, okay, we had enough of it. If
he might pick him up
Ray
after that.
Rice, if Ray Rice could have played,
If he was 25 when he did
he
that.
would have been back in the NFL.
Yeah, but he was a 30-year-old running back.
But that's when.
So that
But
was
the
a little
point. The
different.
point that I'm making. But we're saying AB's talent dictates someone will give him another opportunity, because we're not talking about the 50th best receiver. We're talking about 1 through 5. He's in there. All right. You can arguably say he's 1 or 2, or he's at least in your top 3. So in that, and he's just 31. Someone is going to give him an opportunity. Also, depending on his actions in that clubhouse. The thing is, if he's quiet, because he's a receiver, everybody tunes out receivers any damn way.
He was pretty. He was for the short amount of time. He was quiet up in New England.
And I mean, he also, to this point, he's going to have to fly right. And now this goes to our point. If he has mental issues, he may not be able to control himself to fly right. But even he knows now to get any money. Because he was just talking about I can retire, which was BS. You know you want some more bread. To get any money, dude, you're going to have to sit down and fly straight. So what you going to do?
I just think we got him to a point right now, which I think you are right. I'm just saying.
But should be. You're saying how it should be.
Yeah, how it should be. I just don't know if you will want to.
I would have him on my
I think
team.
there's a chance.
I don't know why you would want to go through that headache, because the potential headache is going to come. And I just think now, man.
The Dolphins.
I just think now. Shit, he probably won't go there.
That's home for him.
True. I would think nowadays the way the NFL, they always treat the players like we don't need
Tyreek
you.
Hill didn't even get popped
But,
for
man.
nothing. Think about this. Tyreek Hill they didn't do nothing.
But he hasn't been a habitual line stepper.
He has. The dude beat the girl when she was pregnant.
Yeah.
They come out, the kid's arm is broke. He's on a recording saying, basically.
No, that was that one incident.
No.
After that, has he done anything else?
What are you talking about? The
Tyreek
incident in
Hill.
college?
You had the incident in college.
Yeah.
But this thing, okay, you have an incident in college. You're going to get drafted. That happens.
And then
You
the
had that in
kids-
the NFL. All that situation.
They've been to his house. They had been to his house like 2 to 3 times. The cops had been to his house for his son.
For his son. Right, right.
And the NFL didn't do anything and went along with the business. Like,
In that one situation,
Yeah,
he had that one situation. But since then, has he kept his nose clean? That's the only thing I'm asking.
we don't know yet because it just happened. So we have to see at the end of this year into the offseason until next year it has. But that just happened this offseason.
Right. I'm saying, even if my point is
Talent-
AB, I understand the whole thing about talent. My only point is AB was already skating on thin ice. As he was given his second chance, within the second chance, he fucked up again. Tyreek Hill didn't do that. Tyreek Hill, he fucked
This
up.
was Tyreek Hill's second chance, though.
The one thing was in college, and we know those guys
But you
get
know the
chances
type of heat
coming out
that
of college.
KC. But KC went through a lot of heat drafting him initially. This was his second chance, and what they're saying is they didn't have enough evidence to prosecute him on his second chance. But this was his second chance.
Okay, it's a second chance. All I'm trying to
Because
say
if you even add
did
up
he
to
fuck up?
anything
Did he fuck
AB
up?
did before we found out about the rape, AD had never done anything criminal before. Yeah, he was a pest. That was his first criminal complaint that we know of.
Within
and
the
then this
football
has been
sense.
this has been his second one with happened with the young lady this week. This is his. So that as far as criminal complaints, not
Right.
He's a pariah in the locker room. Like
right.
those are two separate.
Although we
things.
kind of figured, we kind of found out later on in Oakland and in Pittsburgh, he was pretty much a pariah in the locker room.
I mean, he
I don't know,
quit
I
on
think
the
you all are right,
Steelers.
but we'll see.
He quit on the Steelers.
Yeah, he sure did. He
But,
sure
I
did.
mean, he's.
The big question, though, is Ken going to keep him on his fantasy team?
I'm not dropping him right. I mean, I benched him, but I'm not dropping him right now.
He had a cat at the gig. He said the same thing. Like, man, I'm screwed, man. AB just got cut. I'm like, what you gonna do?
I said to somebody, I was in the office, and the lady was like, I was like, he's on my team, and I don't think they should be playing him. I mean, that's just how I felt.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the honest to God truth. Just because he's on my team, I'm not gonna be, man. Forget right and wrong. He shouldn't be playing. I mean, hopefully, I've insulated myself from that. I don't think I'm having a terrific fantasy season, especially in that league this year. Anyway, so it is what it is. All right. Calvin Johnson discusses rampant opioid abuse in the NFL, and he smoked pot during his career, Bleacher Report. Johnson told Michael Rosenberg, Sports Illustrated in an interview released Friday that he used pot as a healing drug each week, but other pain relief options were readily available for players. When I got into the league, there was opioid abuse, he said. You could go into the training room and get what you wanted. I can get Vicodin. I could get Oxycontin. It was two available. I used Percocet and stuff like that. I did not like the way it made me feel. I preferred the choice of medicine. Cannabis. Not really. The six-time Pro Bowl selection responded when asked Rosenberg whether it was a coincidence both he and Hall of Fame running back Barry Sanders retired at the age of 30 from the Lions. He said, I was a beast during my time. I was hands down the best receiver in the game. He said, I'm not going to argue with you, but I know I was. It wasn't even a question. He was the best receiver in the game at one point.
Yeah, he was.
Him or Larry Fitzgerald basically could say, forget who kind of maybe Julio started coming in during that period or whatever, but you couldn't question it. Him, Larry Fitzgerald, Steve Smith, came into there. This was after Randy and Terrell Owens' period of time as being the top receivers in the NFL.
Yeah.
Hey, smoke more pot. It's sad that the Lions burned the bridges with their greatest players like that.
Took money back.
Yeah, with the Ford family got bread, and it's,
they got so much money.
Especially when you compare it to Andrew Luck, and Jim Irsay gave him his money, like he was like,
very true.
Here, take this, and at least Jim Irsay can say, you know what? Initially, that first run here, I didn't have the right guys around you with Pagano and the general manager. But look, I look what I built. I'm trying to give you a good. You can never say that really about the Lions. I mean, that Scott Mitchell year with Barry, and I mean, really with Calvin. What? Like, I forgot him talking. He was talking about John Kitna. I was like, damn, I forgot John Kitna was even there with the Lions or whatever. Like,
man, I forgot that tue.
Yeah, like, dude,
John Kitna. Yeah.
It's like they never put a real team. They had that quick second when Ndamukong Suh was the man, and then Schwartz lost control of that team.
Yeah,
and Schwartz lost control, and it's just been it's been the worst franchise in the NFC North, and that's crazy to say. You know what I'm saying? Outside of, because we know how bad the Bears have been, but it's been the worst franchise. So to hear Calvin say, to hear Megatron say this, and the beast that he was, man, it is something.
That's crazy. You have one of the best running backs, if not the best, and one of the best receivers, and they both retired
at 30. When there was way more money on the table.
That just
Barry Sanders had the all-time rushing record ahead of him.
Yeah, he could have just did. He could have just did that, made his money, and then walked up to the Suns. But he had a lot of respect for Walter Payton. I guess he that was another point he said he wanted to do it. But it was the fact that the Lions are just so bad.
They're bad. Why keep getting your body beat?
Yeah, for nothing.
When you and think about it, the real thing is they knew they weren't going to win. It's like you go into every season, and the truth be known, we're not going to do. We're not. At one point, I believe he was in here talking about this offense that they were going to run, and knowing that they weren't going to do anything this year. And that was the year they went 0-16.
Yeah, the quarterback kind of who was a quarterback? It wasn't Kitna. Or was it Kitna? No, he wasn't part of the 0-16 team. But he
that was with Rod Marinelli at the head coach.
He said the quarterback stood up and basically said, like, man, we're going to go with this offense they talking about. We ain't going to do good.
Orlowski team, wasn't it?
No, it might be.
That's running out the back of the end zone, Orlowski, right?
That might be. Yeah, it might be.
Was he the starting quarterback on that year?
Well, he maybe not that year. May have been someone got hurt. But I think that's the Dan Orlowski year when he ran out the back of the end zone.
But the quarterback came basically said to everybody, like, man, we're not going to do good this season. That's the year they went 0-16. But he said he was only been in the league for like a couple of years, so he figured like, oh, okay, yeah, we had a down year, like an ultimate down year, but they'll bounce back, and then just never bounce back. Like, I don't think they never made it to the playoffs with him, right?
I think maybe once.
Did they make it to the playoffs?
Maybe.
With who?
With Calvin Johnson. They make it to the playoffs?
Yeah, Stafford. They went.
Okay.
That game, because wait, they had that wasn't a playoff game when the Dallas. That wasn't when they called back that Dallas touchdown. Wasn't.
I don't know if Megatron was a part of that team. He might retire because wasn't that that was when Dallas lost to Green Bay before Green Bay went on to the NFC Championship and they lost. So now I'm forgetting. To Atlanta, and Atlanta lost that Super Bowl.
He's only been retired. This is his third or fourth year retired. It's not 5 because he would have been on the Hall of Fame selection. So he's only been retired for about 3 to 4 years.
This ain't longer than that.
It is, but he hasn't been up for the Hall of Fame yet.
They lost to the Cowboys in 2014.
So he was there then, right?
Calvin Johnson's last season was 2015. Yeah. So he was a part of that team.
He probably didn't do too much on that game, maybe.
I'm going to get you that quarterback in a second here.
Yeah.
That wasn't the wait. That was
The Orange 16 team. Who
wait, that was the what's the name? That was at the what was the
wild card?
What was the receiver that blew out his Achilles?
X.
Yes, I was gonna say X too.
Oklahoma State.
Yes.
Des Bryant.
That's the Des Bryant catch then, right? That Cowboys game?
No.
Isn't that
No, they lost that game, didn't they?
who, the Cowboys?
Yeah, I think the
No.
Cowboys.
Detroit lost that game to the Cowboys.
But wasn't that the game? The touchdown that got called. That's
That's not the Des Bryant touchdown that got called back?
You're not. The only one that's coming to mind is the Green Bay one.
No, I think that was against Green Bay. He had that catch and they ruled it back, and everybody was talking about that was
Yes.
the catch or not. They don't. The Dallas didn't win that game. I don't believe. I don't think it really would have mattered if they would have won it or not.
Quarterbacks on that 2018.
Was John Kendall one of the quarterbacks?
No.
Okay, who was it?
Dan Orlovsky is one of them.
Okay.
You guys want to try for any of these others?
No.
Dante Culpepper,
Was he?
Drew Henson, and Drew Stanton.
Wow. Now that was a bad year. Now one game.
Man, look at what they had at wide receiver, running back.
And
We
then
don't
the
know
next
any
year,
of
the
these
Cleveland
guys.
went 0-16 or something.
It was in the same. It wasn't too.
No, it was like
It was
3
pretty close,
years
wasn't
ago.
it?
3 or 4 years
close.
ago.
It
Okay,
was
okay.
close.
I knew it was close.
No, they went 0-16 under what's his name?
They went on
Hugh.
Hugh Jackson 2
Jackson.
years ago.
Yeah, not
2
his
seasons.
last year.
No, like his second,
first year.
Okay.
his first or second year, because he was there with 2 or 3 years.
Two, I
okay.
think.
Damn, that's bad football right there.
Bad.
Football. Listen, man, I will say this much. I'm happy that he decided to just smoke weed and not take perks. I know Josh Gordon got me pissed off because, like, man, how the hell he get away with this and I couldn't get away with it?
Because Josh Gordon kept doing it too much. But
Yeah,
think about
he
also, but
he
Josh
said he
Gordon-
smoked after every
Josh Gordon
game.
came in. Josh Gordon came in on the substance abuse program.
He
for
did.
what
He did come in.
But
He did.
So Megatron was never on it. So once Megatron cleared the test that got to take in the preseason, he was fine the rest of the year.
Yeah.
All you have to do is pass the test in the preseason,
Right.
And
Yeah.
after that, you're fine.
Yeah,
I would rather him smoke.
unless you come under the eye if they have to question you.
Yeah.
I'd rather him smoke after every game than rather than him taking them pills. I know his body and hopefully his mind is a lot better for that. But it's kind of crazy though. You see him call out the NFL like, yeah, man, it was a substance abuse when it comes to opioids. I would think that it probably still is.
Oh yeah,
I would think it probably still is.
I'm sure it's better. Probably the best it's been.
Yeah, because remember the weed, it's more lenient.
Yeah, true. And also too, depending on where you play, because most Chicago, Illinois is going to be legal the 1st, 2nd of January.
Yeah,
So,
those Broncos out there.
The Broncos,
They've been
yeah.
enjoying that.
for a minute. California, how long has it been legal in California now?
2 years. I think.
2 years.
Yeah, I remember. I
Or
think I
3.
brought an article to the Flip.
I mean,
a
it's
year
been
ago
legal for
about
a long time.
a year ago about a hockey player talking about how he uses it, and he plays in Canada. How he uses it to go to sleep, and the fact that you can't use it everywhere like this, but he basically uses it to help steady himself or whatever. But yeah, I mean, why take something that's really going to hurt you when you could? I was listening to something. I was listening to a Score commercial that Dustin did for some CBD oil thing. I was driving. I was like, okay, that's what's up, and that's what's up. But I remember thinking, I was like, shit. Don't give me that CBD. Put the extra on mine. Put the THC on mine. Let's not play games with it.
By the way, Hugh Jackson, his first year finished with a 1-15 record, then went 0-16.
I said the second year.
And
So he was there
consequently
3 years?
fired after that 2017 season.
So he was there 2.5 years then.
Yes, he was
Yes.
fired on October 29th.
Yeah, he was there 2.5 years. Yeah, 3 years. He was in there.
He amassed a record of 336-1.
There are only 10 states currently in the United States of America where weed is fully illegal.
And I bet most of them are down south.
No, you have, I think this is Idaho, Montana, South Dakota.
Yeah, Big Sky.
Was that Nebraska? Probably Nebraska. Oklahoma, one of the two. Louisiana, Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Wisconsin.
So most
What's
of them-
going on with
most of them
Louisiana?
down south then, bro.
No, I just gave you like fucking 5 in
You
the
named
Midwest.
6 that was at the bottom.
I gave you 5 like in the Midwest.
You named 6 at the bottom, bro.
2, 3. I named 4.
You named Oklahoma.
That's the Midwest.
Oklahoma ain't no damn it. That's
Ain't the South?
That's the West.
That's the South.
That's the South.
Oklahoma?
Yeah,
Y'all
bro.
consider Oklahoma the South?
South
Do you
of the
any place
Dixie.
where you think you can get lynched is the South.
You get lynched in fucking like Kansas.
Man, dog.
That's the South.
Let me whoa. Let me ask you:
That's the Midwest.
is Arkansas the South to you? I can see
Arkansas.
Whoa. That was not Oklahoma.
What was it?
I think that is Arkansas.
Oh, so is Arkansas the South to you?
That's the South.
Come on now, D. Arkansas. Listen to how I said Arkansas. That ain't the. Come on now. That's the
It's
South.
above the Mason-Dixon line.
Come on, that's the South.
It's
bro.
above the Mason-Dixon
They
line.
can see if you go there, they can tell you they the South. Now listen here, this the South boy. All right.
You're right next to Colorado.
Man, no, they are they are distant. They are distant as hell.
No, I think
That's just the Rocky Mountains to them.
Exactly. Like they don't even acknowledge Colorado right there.
That's the mountain range. We don't go there. It's not south enough.
Yeah. Well, it's just kind of crazy. I mean, coming to the NFL, speaking about the legalization of marijuana, more states are going to be fully legal, if not as medical or decriminalized. So I know sports teams, sports French or leagues don't have to have their hands wrapped around this, because the story with Calvin Johnson is basically saying I smoked weed after every game, which is probably already happening anyway. They're going to have to kind of get a real grips on it, you know. So, well, interesting.
Last sports one, Chicago Bulls logo is not safe for work if you flip it upside down. Reddit C. Cavoni discovered that when looking at the Bulls logo on their brother's sweater flipped upside down, the white on red image of a scowling bull turns into, well, it looks like, oh no, it's a robot having sex with a crab.
What? They were high.
No, it does look like
It does look like it.
It looks like what now?
Look,
A robot
it looks like
having sex with a crab.
Look at it right here. It's the robot's arms right there. He's mounted on the
Your
crab.
fingers is in the way.
They were also saying maybe it's a robot reading the Bible.
Oh, I see that one too.
Wait a minute. I'm not seeing this.
Wow, that robot is
A
balls deep.
robot is doing what now?
Dog, you don't see the robot right here? Look, it's a robot with his little arms on top of a crab. Look right here, D.
You're reminding me of
I
a
have it right in front of me. I don't see it.
Are you, dude?
A robot?
It's a robot right here.
Oh, that's the
That's
face.
his eyes. Those are his arms.
What do you?
Okay. I finally see the robot. Now, what is he doing?
He's on top of a crab.
He's banging a crab, doggy.
On top of a crab.
Waist deep in the crab.
Are you Elaine's boss when he can't like see the 3D object in that painting?
I guess so. I don't see the crab. I see the robot face, and he giving the I'm gonna give it to your face. I see
And he's
that,
giving it.
but I don't see
That crab doesn't even know why.
That crab, baby. So
Crab.
deep in that crab.
How do you not see it?
I can. The crab is starting to come to me.
Wow.
Nah,
Wow.
nah, not really.
Does it look like a book? Is the robot
That
reading?
one looks like it looks like a book to me. It looks like he's pissed off because he got to read something.
D's too pure in his heart to see that.
Oh, I'm farthest, furthest from the pure. If anything, I would have been the one who told y'all, like, would text y'all, man, y'all know this crab is, this robot banging this crab.
Mm-hmm.
I would have saw that. I don't. Nah, stop. It's not working for me.
All right. Kanye West tops list of 2019's highest paid hip hop artists from Yahoo Entertainment. This is, of course, from Forbes. Yeezy made $150 million in large part due to his shoe line with Adidas Yeezy.
Wow.
Jay-Z made $81 million. And this was because of On the Run 2 tour.
Mm-hmm.
Drake ranked third with 75. Diddy made 70. Travis Scott brought in $58 million.
Travis Scott.
Man,
He's powered by the Kardashians.
That's good for him.
What's her name?
Yeah.
Powered by the Kardashians right
yeah.
there.
Eminem brought in 50. DJ Khaled brought in 40.
Oh, back to Eminem. Is this because of this radio station? What else is
It
he
doesn't
doing?
list what he did.
I know he dropped the album like a year or so
But it
ago.
said he brought in 50.
Touring probably.
Khaled brought in 40.
No royalties.
I was going to
Yeah.
say royalties.
Royalties
Kendrick
too.
Lamar brought in 38.5.
Good for these guys.
The Migos brought in 36. Childish Gambino brought in 35.
It's actually childish because he has the music and the film.
Yeah, me too. Nicki Minaj claimed the 13th spot with 29.
Really?
Right behind her was Cardi B with 28.
Good for them.
And Cardi was not happy about that.
Yeah,
The lies. I'm higher.
where y'all get these numbers from?
Where I get your number from? Well, that's good
about,
for them. Good for them.
How about Jay-Z, the next NFL owner, needing Kanye to come in with him so they could get their own group and buy a team.
Yo, yay, man.
Let's get Diddy in here too.
Listen, if anything, he'll probably grab Diddy before he grab Ye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he might need that bankroll.
Diddy was trying to get the
He might need that money.
No, man. Them guys can't put all their money in. They be po.
Talk that talk, D.
They can't put all their money in that. They have to have a lot of. I would say this much.
Like the Derek Jeter scenario.
Yeah. How much ownership does Derek Jeter even have?
He can run
in charge of that ownership group, basically.
But
ownership though.
Yeah, but he doesn't have
controlling options to you.
He may have 10%, if that. I may be overdoing that. Now, I'm sure there's probably something in the language where he can buy more up, just like what Jordan did with Bob Johnson, and even though Jordan sold some of that recently.
Yeah, he showed. Cash. Yeah.
But he still has control and interest. But yeah, Derek Jeter, he doesn't own. He doesn't have control of ownership, but due to how it's structured, he runs the team.
You know what's interesting?
Were you guys surprised though that Kanye was number one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am, especially for the Yeezys.
But I mean, again,
I don't know what a Yeezy look like.
But see, it's his deal. His deal is crazy with how much he gets per Yeezys compared to like Jordans and all those other shoes. Like
he gets more percentage more than Jordan?
Yeah, he gets more than Jordan does.
Wow.
That's why he's always kind of wrapped up. That's what when he's like dissing Jordan, he he doesn't say it straight up, but that's what he's going to. He gets more per shoe than Jordan does.
Yeah, you did over sell Derek Jeter. He has 4%.
Yeah, I know.
Who will have $400 million?
10% would be crazy. It would. I mean, you know how much it would cost to have 10% of a team. So I knew he didn't own 10%. I actually in my mind I did want to say 4, but yeah, he only has 4. But he runs the team. But I'm sure he has options to buy more as the time goes on.
You know what's interesting though about these sports leagues? The fact that they're not public. I would think if they actually was on a trading. Like on the NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange, they probably don't want that because they want to keep it private.
They antitrust.
They antitrust. As I was saying, I was thinking about that. But man, you know how much richer they would be?
And don't they have like a way discount on like taxes and stuff like that?
Yeah,
like
they do all kind of old finagling bullshit.
Yeah, so
but man, but could you imagine if the NFL was a publicly traded stock? Oh,
I mean, people would be buying it like crazy. Everybody would try to get ownership of a team.
It would be regulated. They would be regulating the living hell out of it.
I know. That's why I said they want to keep it private.
They might have the largest share to cost per share on the open market if they were out there.
Oh man, they would be so rich. They could be rich now if you can buy in a stock in your favorite team or
like imagine if you were somewhat wealthy,
not even a team, just a league in general. Oh my god!
If you were somewhat wealthy and you could buy just a percent.
Of your
favorite team?
No, not the team, just the league itself. Because I don't know if they'll break it down like the Chicago Bears on the public trading option.
I'm just saying
that the league in general. They don't want to do it in Green Bay. I mean, they have it in Green Bay where the city owns part of it, but no other team is like, fuck that, we want no part of that. They don't make any
money.
They don't make no exactly. But could you imagine? I'm just saying the league in general. Would the NBA be more valuable than the NFL because the NBA is a bigger global sport, American global sport than the NFL is?
I don't know about that. No.
You still say no? Ryan?
No. If it's not NFL, I would think it's got to be some kind of soccer. That's got to be.
I'm saying American-based. So the American-based leagues, the big four, NBA, MLB, NFL.
I also remember this.
NHL, if you want to say, I don't know.
Foreign investors would be
NHL is an American
They also would be investing and buying in NFL stock too.
What did you say now? Say it
those
again.
foreign investors would be buying NFL stock too. I get your point. The fact that it's a more global sport.
Yeah.
But those investors would look at how much money the NFL is, and they would invest in the best investment opportunity.
Yeah,
so they would also invest in it.
That's a good point.
Shane Gillis was fired as SNL apologizes for the vetting process.
An update.
Yes, from the last time we talked about it. Shane Gillis has been fired from SNL, Saturday Night Live, just 4 days after his casting was announced. The embattled comedian, 31, faced backlash after a year-old clip surfaced in which he used a racial slur against Asians. After talking with Shane Gillis, we've decided that he will not be joining SNL. The SNL spokesperson said on behalf of Lauren Michaels tells Yahoo Entertainment, when SNLs have a variety of voices and points of view within the show, and we've hired Shane out of the strength of his talent as a comedian and his impressive audition for SNL, we were not aware of his prior remarks that have surfaced over the past few days. The language he used is offensive, hurtful, and unacceptable. We are sorry that we did not see these clips earlier and that our vetting process was not up to the standard.
Sounds about.
Did you also hear how the Asian castmate came out and spoke in support of him?
Nope, I didn't.
Oh, I did not. What did he say?
He was basically saying I think it sounded like company lingo for the most part, but I think what he was trying to say was we can't just bury somebody based on what they say and how they were at the time or something, and being a comedian telling a joke kind of thing. But I felt there was in between those words like, man, I hate this guy. I can't believe I have to say this.
Damn it! If I wasn't Asian.
Also, too, the guy I read this morning. The guy who was fired. What was his name again?
Shane Gillis.
Shane Gillis. He actually was at a stand-up act. He was doing a stand-up. He's like, yeah, got fired, whatever like that. He said, but I've been reading all my death threats in an Asian accent.
Wow.
But in a sense, I can understand it because he put it within the joke. His initial comment should sound like a statement. At least that's in the sense of a joke. That will probably get you to laugh. But, he gonna lean into it now. That's
Yeah. I mean, it gave him fame, too. It gave
I mean, didn't that one dude, who was it that was dating Ariana Grande from SNL?
Pete Davidson?
Didn't he go on that run where he was like playing up what he was being called in the media, basically?
Louis C.K. had did some sets out in Rosemont.
Yeah.
And
Recently?
Yeah. It
Really?
was done quietly. It sold out quick. He did 6 shows, 3 nights.
Wow.
But it came. One of the reporters from the Tribune was talking about how he really didn't apologize. He came off like a victim.
Oh yeah,
He complained
that's
about
what
he
happened.
lost $35 million an hour, and talked about basically if some of your stuff that really gets you off got out, you wouldn't be as funny to you as what happened to him or whatever. But basically not taking any type of responsibility for pulling his meat out in front of those ladies who didn't want to see it. And
Didn't he? Yeah, didn't he jerk off into a plant, or was that
It was like
Harvey
2 different
Weinstein?
occasions.
Who-
Harvey definitely did it.
He went off in a plant.
Yeah, but I think
Okay.
both did it in a plant, actually. But Louis C.K., it was 2 female comedians. He pulled his meat out and jerked it in front of them was one of the incidents.
Why would you think that that's okay? I mean, I'll tell you a quick little story. My little cousin said that somebody she used to work with, this is down in Tennessee, said she's a teacher, right? So she was 2 of her coworkers, was one woman and one man, and the woman needed something done in her house, like some work, something like that around the house, and the guy offered. Said okay. Said the guy comes there, the woman leaves out the room to go get something to come back. She comes back, dude is butt naked on the couch.
Whoa.
Talking about, I thought this is what you wanted. She was like, no, and kicked him out.
That's
Fellas.
You know how you got to
Fellas.
You know how you got to jump to. You know how definite you have to be to fully disrobe
Butt naked.
with someone that you have not, like, y'all haven't even talked about sex, and you're fully, dude.
They
you
just
don't
talked
even
for a
know
minute,
her
right?
enough to be ass out on your ass crumbs on her couch. You don't even know her like that.
Man, dude's a wild man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I just saw a clip this morning of a reporter was doing a hit out on the street. Guy walks behind her, looks like, kind of gives a wave, or kind of looks into the camera, knows that she's reporting live. Comes back out of nowhere, kisses a girl on the cheek. It's like, what are you doing? Like, why? What goes through your mind and say, I'm going to kiss this random woman?
He got
on
herpes
TV?
for all you know.
She played it off very professional. Hopefully they called him, they tracked the dude down and arrested his ass for assault. But what goes through a dude's mind? You can't do stuff like that. You can't do it. So Louis C.K.,
You a square.
you're dead. You're done. You're done.
I'm joking with you. I'm with you.
You're done.
People look at it as being square. I'll take being a square.
Yes, unless you know this woman,
Unless it's
and you all have right. Unless you're trying to, in a guy's way, get the woman in the mood. Because guys do all kind of crazy shit to try to get a woman in the mood. But it's consensual. You know what I'm saying? You might just pull your meat out, like, hey, what's up? Like, she might even tell you, even though it might be consensual, get the hell out of here, you loser.
Sports news: Padres fire Andy Green. Bruce Bochy be there come in a few weeks.
That's your prediction.
Yeah, that's one of
going back.
I thought he said he was going to retire.
Yeah, okay. We'll see.
Man, San Diego is not really
classic. What are you gonna do besides?
But he's
manage?
not going to win no time soon, though.
They got some.
I mean,
I ain't saying they don't have talent.
tell that to their bankroll. Tell that to their bankroll.
All right, all right,
Hey,
all right.
that team right there. 2 years.
Ownership is like, we need to win now.
Yeah.
They can catch the Dodgers.
You
The
Probably
Dodgers are still they pretty young too.
Be a wild card. Be the wild card. Be a wild card, man. You got to get in the dance anyway, though, dude.
I'm not denying that. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just trying to think of all the
Tony Gwynn's
teams.
grave. All right.
Arizona, Colorado.
Arizona's out of it. They quit.
But I mean, look at the Cubs.
No, I'm not saying this year. I'm just talking about predicting. Like, look at the franchise.
Arizona's in a rebuild now. And they haven't even fully done the rebuild yet.
Oh, they talking about they might be moving to Las Vegas.
That's stupid.
They might move out of Phoenix and go to.
It's too many games. Football is perfect for Vegas because you got
what's
8 games.
the difference?
Dog,
They're both in the desert. They're just going to another desert city.
No. I'm saying as far as transient and having fans out there regularly for baseball, especially if the baseball's not good, you're not going to be drawing people because they have no connection to that team. You're talking about all those games in a baseball season. It's daily. That's a lot, even if you're comping those tickets compared to a football game. One, it's a weekend trip. So Los Angeles Raiders fans, Oakland Raiders fans, they can all come down there on a weekend, hang out in Vegas. Baseball is every day.
Yeah.
So that's my thing with, I wouldn't be running, if I was a baseball team, I wouldn't be running to Vegas to do that because you're going to go through lean years and you're probably going to end up moving sooner or later. It's just not the same. It's compared to even with hockey, at least hockey, and I know it's not, it's more games, but it's an indoor time. It's when actually Vegas is not cold, but it's cooler outside or whatever, but it's not the same. But you're asking people to be in a dome baseball stadium? Because it has to be in a dome. Y'all not playing that outside in Vegas? You got to cover that up.
This is from the ArizonaCentral.com. Las Vegas talk with Arizona Diamondbacks about relocation, according to a report. The report in Las Vegas Journal Review on Thursday said the Diamondbacks signed a non-disclosure agreement with Las Vegas last year, leading to the speculation that the team talked to city officials about potential relocation. That would be consistent with what happened between the team and another Nevada city, Henderson, which reportedly proposed an estimated $1 billion ballpark for the Diamondbacks. They talking to some other suitors.
They need to go.
Something's happening.
They need to go to Virginia or Oregon. You need to go somewhere where you're the only.
Virginia?
I don't know about Oregon.
I don't know about Virginia.
Virginia, I could see. I guess
there's a lot of cities in
I don't have a huge problem with Vegas though, because outside the city, it's like Midwesterners out there.
It's a lot of them.
Like
It's a lot of them.
It's like suburban, like living over there. I could see them.
The only thing is the population difference is it's like 1.6 for Phoenix and like 70,000 for
the point
Las
though
Vegas.
is, of course, when something's new, people are going to show up.
Sure,
But
can
when
you
you don't
sustain
have
it?
any connection to that team and you're going through those weaning times, no one's going to show up.
If you start winning, I mean that's Kenny like
If.
that's like it's like an expansion team. You got to win. You just got to win. But once you
usually-
start winning, you can get them people down there to become fans.
Usually, expansion teams are the only dance in town. You're in Vegas when there's always something else to do. All right.
Yes, sir.
Impossible Burgers aren't healthy, and that's the whole point.
Nope.
The point of a plant-based diet isn't to live a healthy life, though of course you can live healthy as a vegan. The point is to reduce your impact on the environment, to fight the overuse of antibiotics in livestock raising, and to promote animal welfare more generally. So no, the Impossible Burger and the Beyond Burger are not healthier than hamburgers. Mm-hmm. This should not surprise and it should not dissuade you from trying one if you feel like it. Try to distance vegetarian and vegan diets from healthy lifestyles in your mind. If you want to be healthy, remove heavily processed foods and added sugars from your diet and spend 30 minutes a day exercising.
Yep. Have you all tried the Impossible Burger from Burger King? I have. It tastes like a Whopper, an Impossible Whopper. It tastes pretty good.
But see, to me, when I keep seeing people say that, it just makes me reinforce the fact that the burgers aren't burgers. Like
What?
that's all.
That's
that's
how
all
I
it
think
is.
about
Like a Burger King burger is not a burger.
Yeah, those that's not ground. All that's not hamburger meat. Like at all those places, like it's so when people say that, I'm like, yeah, I bet, because they just whatever that 30% burger they had in there, they just took that out and threw something else up in there. Like that's all you're telling me in that. Like when everybody keeps saying, like, remember the joke with Wendy's, like that's horse meat. Oh, I'm not saying anything's horse meat, but the point.
But it is meat though.
Yeah, but the point I'm making is it just reaffirms that they're not giving you basically ground patties anyway.
No,
Majority of the patty isn't ground beef, which is what I'm trying
I
to
think
say.
it's the seasoning is what makes something taste like something else. Like I don't eat meat. I've had Impossible Burgers. I make my own bean burgers. I've had like the vegan chickenless nuggets, whatever you want to call them. I've had all that stuff, and it tastes like meat, but it's not. You can tell it's not meat. The textures, I haven't had it. meat, especially chicken, is very stringy. And you don't think about it when you eat it, you just eating chicken. But once you stop eating, you eat it again, it's like very stringy. It's a weird taste in your mouth, right? But I have tasted. It's good. I mean, it's straight. But you're 100% right. What the article is, it's not healthy. It's very high in sodium. The cholesterol is probably not as much compared to the meat. But the whole thing is, as the article was saying, that they want people like you who do eat meat to have another option. Also, too, it's a lot cheaper to make that. So you have people who are becoming environmentally conscious. Meat, corporate farm, if you want to say, is a very big emission of greenhouse gases. So people are thinking about that. Methane, exactly. That's very high. That's very bad to the climate. And also, too, they want to get people who do eat meat, but give them another option. So it's gonna. All these companies, and I think Beyond Meat or something like that, just hit the stock market, and they're worth like billions of dollars right now. So there's a market for this now. So, but no, it's for people to try to get Ken and Ryan to come in and try something different and not eat meat. You want to try?
Got to get something better than that.
Talk that talk, Ryan.
Hey, I don't know. When I went to the Burger King at the Thompson Center. Just about everybody in there was getting that Impossible Whopper. Now, it could be just the fact that, let me just try this. It's new. Let me try it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what's happening with it. It was good, though. It was good. I wouldn't run back and go get it, but it was good.
Okay.
I didn't even want to run to get it.
Yeah.
No, you like meat. You're a meat eater. Yeah. But don't trip, though. I mean, I'll be very curious to see where it goes because that's cheaper than dealing with meat.
Yeah,
How
but then you
many
just
more
start
products
making
is going to be on there?
You just start eating insects for meat.
Oh, well, go ahead, Ryan. You like cockroaches? Eat cockroaches.
I mean, they'll just turn it into a burger patty.
Hey, there you go. I'm just saying, go get you an Impossible Whopper.
All hell breaks loose after Tekashi 6ix9ine outs Cardi B, Jim Jones's gang members in court. So on his snitching rant.
Isn't he a snitch already?
Oh.
Like way big time?
Man, he's in a snitch hall of
Did
fame.
we have the flip? Was it him that we were talking about?
Yes, when we had the boy Illinois on.
Yes.
One of the main reasons.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
the boy Illinois was like one of the first people that when Tekashi 6ix9ine was allegedly in Inglewood looking for Chief Keef, that it was like, hey, stay away from him. He with them people.
He got wild.
And that was back then. That was 2 years before anything happened. But people had been saying how he moves. You could tell that he was working for the feds. So if anybody doesn't know, Tekashi 6ix9ine is in jail and he's helping the system to lock up two of his former gang allies. He was their mascot. I've always just had a real disdain for Tekashi 6ix9ine. I don't care for anybody that's not of the culture using racial slurs that they shouldn't use.
I couldn't tell you a Tekashi 6ix9ine song if you told me it was by him.
I just know he yells a lot. So I didn't find him amusing. I thought he looked like an idiot. And to see this kid who kept risking his life that isn't from the street, it was acting hard, who this gang used. He didn't even get initiated. He just had to give them money for their weapons.
What?
So he said he joined them for credibility. And so the kid has talent. All he has to do is put out music and be a weirdo. And we live in the weirdo times. He would have been fine.
He would have blown.
But he decided he wanted to have that gang extraness to his ass.
He's Puerto Rican?
Yeah, he's of Latin descent.
Okay, Latin descent, okay.
And now his ass is motherfucking about to be somewhere hiding and getting all them tattoos removed because it's not gonna be safe for him out there in them streets whenever he gets out. Because clearly he's not gonna be in jail for long because he's turning state's evidence.
Damn.
But this is what happened to bitches when all you have to do is stay in your lane. Like I'm not a street dude. So I'm not going to sit here and try to incorporate that into me and be something that I'm not.
But I was going to say what's interesting, you said it was Cardi B that he outed and Jim Jones now.
Because he was saying that they were both, I think it's Trey 9 Bloods.
So, but this is the thing though. In their music and in their imagery, they do.
Yeah, they come out with Bloods.
Jim
Jones always put up the B.
Yeah.
Cardi always talked
too,
about,
same thing.
Yeah, bloody this and bloody that.
Exactly. So, I mean.
So it's not a secret, but I mean, that's even more to the fact that he's just talking.
But
he's giving. I think he gave up the Colonel's recipe. I mean,
Cokes.
He's
What
like,
else you wanna know?
All 7 seasonings. Like
Here's the 23 ingredients at Dr. Pepper.
Exactly.
Did Michael Jordan get suspended for gambling? Yes, he did. I know it. I'm snitching on it.
I know what's in this special sauce.
Exactly.
But what's crazy though, but those people, those Cardi B and Jim Jones, who are publicists, have to come out and say, no, we're not affiliated with it or whatever like that. So it's kind of like, okay,
What's
see, that's my whole thing. Like, you want to run around talking about you are it, but then as soon as shit hit the fan, you got somebody
Well,
snitching
they
saying
just
you
do-
are.
but
I know what they're doing.
supposed-
They want to be Hollywood
They're
thugs.
covering up. They're covering up anyway. I mean, because they don't want to also indict anybody. Like, they want to make sure they're not connected, so no one else gets
Right.
indicted either. So they're not gonna come out and be like, "Yeah, he right. I am in that gang." And they like, she does have the Pepsi endorsement deal too.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, but that's just
Hey, remember though, Killer Mike gonna have blood pop and Cripa-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, you never know. Hey man, go ahead, ride with it.
Wait, any repercussions coming from this?
oh yeah, you'll never see him. I mean, well, you'll see him. He'll do some interviews. He loves the fame too much, but I wonder how he's going to end up trying to do this.
Are you asking if he gonna get touched?
Well, more so,
he's in the jail
everything
with
that could
when he get out,
happen.
when he
He's
get
in there with the
from
snitches.
this.
He's in there with the snitch in the snitch dormitory. So they're growing the snitch, finding more ways.
Oh, is Mark Trestman there?
Yes.
gotta grow the
Trestman
snitch.
is there. They're growing the snitch. So no,
You don't think he's gonna get
I don't
touched?
think they're gonna be able to touch him. They're gonna get him. And also, a lot of the
Not
people,
in jail. I'm talking when he get out of jail.
no, I mean, because also he's not gonna stay like these are. I mean, it goes bloods are everywhere, but these are New York bloods that we're talking about.
He ain't gonna live in New York no more.
That's what about to say. His boy gonna live in Arizona. You know, he better
He might not go to
Montana.
Arizona. Yeah, you better go to Idaho or
Yeah,
somewhere.
somewhere we'll see there's some bloods probably in Idaho. You gotta watch.
It's Bloods and Crips in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, so
Go to Idaho, Wyoming. Go
I know.
somewhere
I don't think the Bloods and Crips is in Montana and Wyoming.
I'm just saying, don't go there. I mean, go there
That's
so you
what
don't
I'm
have to
saying.
worry about it.
Go there. But I don't think they're gonna be able to touch him. And I think it also depends on who can put a hit out on him. Like, because the guys he was with are going to go to jail. He's locking the whole clique up basically. They're gonna be in jail.
What kind of bloods are these?
Trey 9 or something.
Some New York?
Yeah, some New York,
York
bloods.
bloods? Okay.
So these aren't like genuine LA bloods from the soil.
No.
Where blood can be a blood.
Where's Snoop? I love to hear Snoop's comments on that.
I heard. I don't know.
What
if
does Snoop say?
I think he. Oh, I'm Sue
on,
Snoop.
cuz.
Did you see what 50 said?
No, what does 50 say?
They was like, so because 50 was like 50. Can Tekashi call you? He's like, I said, don't call me. He's like, hey, he is mama's son now. Don't call me.
He is mama's son now.
No,
I love it.
You know, someone turned. It's funny. I was at the barber shop, and this came up, and my barber was talking about one of his friends was there, and he was defending him, and I'm like, what the hell? He's like, yeah. He was down here like, man, don't you understand? I was going to hit my barber last night and text him, be like, hey, you know your buddy that told you that he sympathized with Tekashi? Don't say shit around that.
Yeah, you better watch out for him.
because that dude snitches.
Wait a minute, what'd you say again?
Exactly. In my chest.
Oh.
Like, don't.
Oh, 79th Street,
yeah,
him?
don't say nothing.
Walk
around
outside. I got him.
Yeah, dude. And the thing about
Come get me. Come pick me up.
People
now,
don't think
now.
about that. People don't think about that. Where you're around snitches all the time.
Yeah.
all the time. You're around guys that are
People
like
love to gossip,
Huggy
period.
Bear and Starsky and Hutch.
It's basically, it's all gossip.
Well, not when you're doing it. Not when you're a
Not when you
criminal.
yeah.
Snitching on a criminal so that you don't get locked up.
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying,
people,
people talk.
already
'Cause, like,
have
people
that
talk. Also,
nature.
let's for anybody that doesn't know what a snitching is. For instance,
A tattletale.
but no, we aren't criminals.
Right.
So if someone did something to us, there's nothing wrong with us reporting it to the authorities. Now, if we were part of a criminal enterprise
Right.
and then went on to tell on other people within or outside of our criminal enterprise, that's snitching because we've taken an oath that we weren't going to tell. So that's snitching. So snitching just isn't anyone. We jokingly use it as anyone telling, but we're talking about criminals snitching on other criminals.
But this is the thing, though. They all turn state. They all snitch.
Most of them, not all of them. Emery didn't. He never told. Remember Jay-Z, the dude that Jay-Z's the hat runs the Rock Nation hat thing. Emery.
What happened with that? I don't remember that.
Emery went to jail with him. Emery was with Jay-Z when he was like moving all that stuff in Virginia and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And he rapped about him. He was like, Emery never told. He
Well,
could've-
now Jay-Z told everybody that Embry knows.
well, because of what's the name was over though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so it was fine. You couldn't lock Jay-Z up anymore. Yeah. All right, last one. A woman tried to rescue injured bobcat by placing it in an SUV near a child, official says.
Jesus.
Exactly. Colorado Parks and Wildlife spokesman says a woman spotted an injured adult male cat while driving and wrapped it in a blanket and put it in the back of her SUV on Wednesday. A boy about 3 years old was in the back seat. Agency officials told her to get the boy and herself out of the vehicle when she called to ask what to do. Vorgan says the district wildlife manager, Sarah Watson, responded to the call, opened the door, and slammed it shut when she spotted the 20-pound cat. Watson used a trapping device to remove the animal, which was hissing and resisting despite severe internal injuries and paralyzed rear legs. The mortally injured cat was euthanized. So this dumbass lady is going to see a damn bobcat hurt and put it in the back seat of her SUV with her child. That's 3.
People are stupid, man.
Dumb as like, if this lady wanted to do anything, she should have snuffed that wildcat out and put it out of his injury. She can tell the damn thing.
How injured was it?
Its back legs were paralyzed and it had internal injuries. They euthanized it, so they killed it.
But she gonna say, "Let's go ahead, here, Betsy. Let's sit in
How did she pick? I wonder if she picked up out of paws about that piece of
Probably about the back,
the neck.
back of the neck. Probably about back of
That's
the neck.
20-pound lift though.
Yeah,
you can do
those
that,
things
though.
are big.
Yeah, but 20-pound lift.
Our former cat was 20 pounds.
Really?
Coco was about 20
Yeah, but
pounds.
you're not lifting it. She is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, 20. You could lift a 20-pound animal by the back. of the
Oh,
neck.
yeah.
You could do that. She just picked it up.
But
and
that's
just
gonna
put
be
it in the
hard.
car. Pick them up. Hey, you can do it. Wait a
Did
minute.
she drive up right next to this thing?
I didn't see it.
Oh man, did I get rid of it?
Or is there some kind of like drag and walk going on?
I was gonna say she should have drug it, but then I felt like it was a lynching.
Damn.
I was like, she should just drug it. And I was felt that made me think all the brothers that those damn racists
man,
did that too.
you don't
down
want
south.
you don't want to do that.
Yeah, it was the cat had been through enough. She should have just snuffed the cat out, like
Or
a
just
real
leave
human
the
being.
cat?
Yeah, but then it's sitting there dying in pain. Be an adult, kill it. If
I'm
you
with
care,
that. I'm
if
with
you
that.
care, kill it.
Wait a minute.
I don't know if I could kill it.
I mean,
I probably would have left it there.
you can't just call a park ranger.
Yeah, or you can't just roll over it.
That's what I was thinking. If anything, you could probably just put it in front of the car.
We got an Impossible Burger.
Oh wow,
Nice,
wow.
Nice.
PETA's gonna be all over our
nice. This
asses.
is alternative protein.
Oh,
Predators.
Hey, roadkill, man. Somebody got to use this. Got to eat this stuff up, man.
oh, people will eat it.
Yeah, so-
People will definitely eat it.
I wonder if bobcat meat is even good. Can you eat bobcat meat?
Yeah, you can eat anything.
No, you can't eat anything.
Why? You can't eat any kind of
like
meat?
crows. Like there's some animals you can't, like their flesh. You can't eat their flesh. You're not supposed to.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You probably eat bobcat, but it probably sucks.
probably tough as hell.
Yeah, all that muscle and
Biting on that pussy like that.
get over here, you.
Damn. Jesus Christ. I was actually in a kind of a similar situation. Not
With
similar,
a bobcat?
Not similar. With a raccoon. So I stopped at the Aldi's trying to find some batteries because we have a keyboard now. It's like, oh, let me just find some quick little batteries right quick I can use until I get a power source to this keyboard that we have. Big ass keyboard, so I need some D's. So I pulled up at the Aldi's right here on 79th Street. I pull up. I'm trying to see if I can find a video, but I can't find it right now. I pull up at the parking space, and there's a tree right there, and I'm looking. It's like, is that a cat? I said, I don't think that's a cat. Turn the lights on. No, the lights are still on, but he peeked his head out a little bit, came out, big ass raccoon. Big ass raccoon. Grace is in the back seat, like, whoa, what is that? Is that a raccoon? Oh, he looks so cute. Like, fuck that. Honk, honk, honk. Motherfucker looked at me and ran up the tree. Like, yep. Just back out and go park somewhere else.
Say, did you park someplace?
Hell no. I'm like, no, we are not parking here.
I don't play
And motherfucker come back out. And a lady had just, I think she had just gotten the car, so she probably didn't see it because it was behind a tree, but it was a big ass raccoon. I took a video of it. I can't bring it up though. I don't mess with no raccoons. I saw, oh man, it was in Hyde Park. We saw a family of raccoons. I guess a mother and a father, and like each one of them had like one or two on their back. They was just walking down Everett. Just walking down Everett.
Like, leave them alone.
Whoa! One was hanging.
Leave those bandits alone.
Yeah, one was hanging out the tree right by, maybe like a little bit further away from my window, just hanging out there. Chanel saw it. She was like, I am not going out the front today. They just all through Hyde Park. Like,
I honk it. I remember I had an incident with like a raccoon or a possum. I think it was a raccoon. Damn thing would not move away so I can walk into my building. This was at the old place. Just stood there. I got home late one night. It was like 3 a.m. I'm honking, trying to get this thing. That thing just looked at me. I was just like, come on, man. You got to move.
You want to know the supposed key? Jangle your keys. They don't like that.
really?
Yeah. Supposedly, if you jingle your keys, they'll start running.
I walked up
Seems
on.
like I got to get close for that.
How close?
No,
you ever,
if you
how
got-
close you ever been to the raccoon?
Oh,
How close?
probably as far as
Like Zonoman right here?
yeah, probably.
Yeah. Ryan, how close have you ever been to one?
As a kid, my dad, he's a vet, so
Really?
yeah,
I didn't know your
we
papa
had
was
a baby raccoon, so I've actually held one.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's very white of
I
you.
didn't know he was about to say that.
I'm not afraid of animals. I
was gonna
get
say
up in
that. I
there.
was gonna say
It was a baby though.
Yeah,
Like how old? Like a couple months?
It was like a juvenile.
Okay. All right. Oh, wait a minute. I could bite you.
Yeah, it could have bit us.
Ooh.
very white of you.
Damn. I was walking up on my guy Sean's crib over in Vincennes, pulled in a lot, walked up to the front door. I thought it was a cat, big ass raccoon. And I'm like, whoa. And I'm like, I don't know. It literally, the fear froze me. I didn't know what to do. And I'm like, I started stepping back, like, okay, I came out. I'm like, oh, that's a big ass raccoon. I kind of stepped back. And he kind of looked at me. I looked at him, and he eventually took off and walked away. And I like ran up to the door and started banging on the door, like, open the damn door. And God, he opened up the door. I'm like, dude, it's a big ass raccoon. He's like, oh man, that's such and such. He gave him the name and everything. I'm like, what the fuck, man? They live off these big ass train tracks out by Morgan Park. All throughout there, nothing but raccoons. He gave the damn thing a name and everything. He's like, oh man, he all right. I'm like, fuck that.
I had a pet squirrel. Called him Squirrely.
How the hell you have a pet squirrel?
He left bread in the windowsill, and we became friends. He used to bring me food.
He brought you food.
Yeah, he used to put it in the windowsill.
Oh.
Just call him Squirrely.
Was it in projects?
No, it was at
Where's
my
y'all
mom's.
at?
At my mom's.
Damn, what happened to the squirrel? You shot him?
No, I'm sure he died. We had a great relationship.
Oh, that's good.
He was cool.
You know, if you crows are the smartest birds. Crows will bring you presents all the time. Like they remember you. Like you give it bread or whatever like that, they come bring you stuff. So you can
Yeah,
get
start feeding some crows.
yeah. They're the smartest bird like in the world just about.
Okay.
Get y'all some crows. All right, everybody. Hey, make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at D and Davis Show. Once again, it's at D and Davis Show. iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Music, Stitcher, the TuneIn app. We're on Anchor, which kicks you over to Spotify and YouTube. I'm on Twitter at Demons1. King's on Twitter at That's Davis. Ryan's on Twitter at Ryan B. Ski. Oh, yeah. Facebook.com/D and Davis Show.
We will be back to giving you D and Davis the show Wednesday, bringing you sports. I'm sure it's going to be football heavy with the Bears facing Washington on Monday night and also wrapping up the football this weekend. Hopefully you are entertained, and I'm sure the Bears are going to win, so it shouldn't be a bad D and Davis show. We always appreciate you listening to us, and please don't do anything stupid before you hear from us again.
Keep your hands to yourself.
The flip.